And what's up, everybody, and welcome back to Total War Rome 2. Here we are, and this is Ellington, and we have got ourselves a 3 versus 3. This is on one of my favorite maps in the game. We are on the settlement of Tarsus. I really like this map due to its many different angles of approach and different avenues that you could take as a defender or an attacker on this map. It is very entertaining. Every time you watch it, you seem to see something a little bit different. But like I said, we've got ourselves a 3 versus 3, and from my understanding, I will tell you right off the bat that we do have some newer players in the battle. This is what I'm being told. If you are one of those newer players and you don't think you're newer, I am sorry, but this is just what I've been told. But from what I understand is there was a lot of kind of training going on during this battle with some of the players just trying to help the other players get better and understand the game a bit more, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get into some factions and players. As you can see, there is a little bit of an attack going on. So we've got Getae being commanded by Everos, we've got Carthage being commanded by Medusa, and finally we've got Massilia being commanded by Marquez. For the defenders, we've got Nabatea, you can see there, being commanded by DJ. Arverni here being commanded by Tommy, and we can't see them yet, but we do have Egypt being commanded by Watkins. So from the looks of it, they are going with the pretty standard Tarsus defense here, which typically means that they're giving up most of this right here, mostly due to the pretty nasty crossfires that you get as an attacker. The other problem is that when it comes to having artillery looking down at you, any troops that are in these areas are pretty open to artillery fire, while troops back in this area are a bit more protected. Usually you're a bit more on the extreme range of the artillery at this point, meaning it's a bit less accurate. Sorry about that. Tabbed out just to check that my push to mute was working. So, looks like the attackers are basically get a free pass into the settlement, and we'll see where they go from there. You can see that the defender is setting some troops up on this side just to kind of basically tell the attackers, if you want to come this way, you're going to have to go through a couple of us. And what that can do is it typically will cause the attacker or the attackers to hold back for a little while before they attack this. So we'll see how that goes in the end. On the far right, looks like Massilia has just kind of moved his troops up. Doesn't look like he's approaching much further than this, though. We do have Getae coming off to the left. He's going to bust down a wall here. Here you go. Now we're seeing some Egypt. Got some carrying axemen show up. So, looks like Getae, what they're basically just doing is setting up a little bit of a line here just to make sure that they can't come and harass them or anything. Warriors, move out! Follow me! Walk forward! I'd be intrigued to know how long it will be before they decide to begin pushing this. They may be waiting for a little bit of pressure from this streetway here before they decide to come here. Here we go, we got some more Egypt showing up, so thorax swords, more thorax swords. Well, I thought they were going to go out the gate, but never mind. Well, never mind then. Here we go. Most of Nabatea seems to be on the right-hand side. A lot of armored desert hoplites. Got some Nabatean swords. Desert levy, so there's going to be a lot of Javies coming from this area. Carrying axemen have a lot of Javies as well. Not very great in overall combat, so usually you want to be using carrying axemen as a support unit behind another unit. So using your thorax as your front line, your carrions as your behind the line, throwing javies or getting angles, things like that. Carthage, a lot of Gallic warriors here. They may pause for a moment just to regain a little bit of their breath for a little bit. They have kind of, they've got a long walk here. So now the thing about Tarsus is you have a very long ways to go to the point. So what tends to happen is people take way too long in their initial attacking phase, and they drain a ton of time off the clock. So honestly, most Tarsus wins for the defenders, I would say, come from time wins, just because they are able to buy enough time to drain that 60 minutes out and win the game. Desert Levy came out as well. Once again, I think they're just trying to be a nuisance here. Basically, more units they've got out and about, the more places the defenders have to watch. See, Gallic Warriors, some of them are already tiered up. Look at that. Like, that guy's already got a chevron. Some Celtics with chevrons as well. Look at that. A lot of Celtics with chevrons. Ah, here we go. Arverni with a Celtic Scorpion, using these straight lanes on these walled settlements, getting some really nice shots here. Scorpion's got a lot of range, so by having these long rows on these walled settlements, it gives those Scorpions a lot of room to play. So far, he's got 14 kills. I've only seen him take a couple shots, though. So you got Spear Warriors and Mercenary Axe Warriors have moved up a little bit. Gete actually taking a Spear Warrior and moving a Tortoise further this way. Typically what they're trying to do is they're trying to get this wall right here. And that is exactly what Arverni's trying to prevent from happening. Carthage seems to be leading off this attack. We got some Libyan infantry up front, Gallic Warriors. Now this is what they're looking at. They approach in, and you're looking at an Arverni line here. Celtic Warriors, Chosen Swords, being backed up by mercenary Cretan archers of Egypt. Now, what I would not be surprised to see, we'll probably see some of these archers move forward here and actually start shooting off into the flanks of the attackers there. Sorry, some of these, like, towers and walls and such are, when you go and hover over them on accident, it screws up your camera. I apologize about the jerkiness of that. Big clump of Egyptian units here waiting to reinforce, or, honestly, they could also just go right out. There you go, common tactic here, going shield wall, which puts the unit to the right, which opens up a lane of javelins for the unit behind. But they may have used, well, no, they've only got 2 kills, so I'm betting they still have, there they are. There it is. So what that does, you can see, it gives them the sword side of the unit here, so they are not getting that shield protection from those javelins. So that one volley put them at 12 kills, so 10 kills off of that one volley, because they were already at 2. You can see one of the Gete units is trying to sneak around the flank and shut that up. They're also getting, what is it? Okay, Nabatean heavy archers shooting right down into this combat. Oh my god, 61, 2, 3. Oh, Lord. Really, the only thing you can do here, you can put a unit on the wall, come and threaten, or you can bring an archer over and shoot them in the backs because they are facing away from outside the walls, so you would get back shots right into them. So, like, oh, there's a Balearics, but maybe if Cretan was out here or something, they might be able to do that. Personally, I would say getting up on the wall and going to threaten would shut them up well enough. Nothing so far on the right, so Massilia and Carthage taking their time. It looks like they're wanting to put the pressure mostly here before they begin their advance down the center. So far, Gete taking the brunt of this assault. Getting annihilated by javelins and arrows. Axe Warriors, look at that. Axe Warriors at 108 kills, though. Only lost 20 men. That's not bad at all. Not very many chevrons, though, so they weren't really killing great things. And then that Scorpion still just being a nuisance. 48 kills now. I'm not sure. I think they're shooting right in here. That's kind of what it looks like, at least. Sorry, I'm trying to see where this Scorpion's shooting. That's why I was hovering over there. It seems to be right over here. Yep, there it is. You can see those units falling. Stupid! They want to fight! Yes, I would say they want to fight. Here we go. Now we got engagement outside. We got spears taking the charge here. We do have a noble sword here that could go into that, but I'm sure he's worried about the archers. Yeah, that noble sword doesn't want to mess with that. Center's still pretty quiet. Got a couple Gallic warriors hanging out. Some Libyans on the far left. Oh, the Desert Levy going after the giant ballista. Massilian Cav coming in and actually catching him, so I think he's going to save that artillery. Artillery is at 12 kills so far. So he did catch them. Oh, careful with those Javies, Massili. Your general's right there. Whew, that was close. So artillery did survive. He's probably going to have to attach it to the crew, or to the artillery, though, the crew to the artillery. Here we go, out back here. We've got Nabatea Noble Cav and Desert Heavy Lancers. So we got some Cav from Nabatea coming to threaten. They are trying to deal with these Celtic warriors outside. Spear warriors are probably not going to do that, but they can at least tank it a little bit. Baleric's 55 kills so far. Let's see, let's go into cinematic mode here and get a look-see. So it looks like Egypt has kind of taken over this one. Oh, there it is. It's like, hit a button and it didn't do anything. I was like, wait. 123 on the Celtic Scorpion. Look at that. And then we've got Gallic Hunters shooting over at the Dacian Heavy Bows. Dacian Heavy Bows in a 1-to-1 match would win that, but we got two Gallic Hunters over here facing the Dacian Heavy Bows, which don't really have a great position to respond. Still nothing center or left. Cavalry outside is advancing a little bit. Oh, careful the Desert Heavy, or the Desert Levy. Oh, Massilian Cav, very, very good Cav for its price. It's a pretty cheap Cav. It does need to be careful, though. It is very outmatched against both of these Nabatean cavalry. Unfortunately, Massilia is basically just going to have to keep some units back here to protect this artillery, and he's probably just going to need to start using his artillery. Carthage went with a noble Cav general. Don't see that one very often. All right, here we go. In the center, we do have an advance by the attackers. Got Celtic warriors and Gallic warriors coming in. They are set up for a pretty dirty Javi kill box here. They definitely need more units to split off and shut those up. Artillery coming in. Nothing. Gete pushing in here, 125 kills on the Mercenary Axe Warriors. Outside, it looks to be like they're making some progress, so that's good. Yeah, so what that's probably going to happen here, once again, is they're probably going to wait to make progress here, put more push here. Oh man, he just about hit his own guys. And then push their attention on the left. Because as you get this, you gain some pretty good angles on the left-hand side. So I think that's what we're going for. Mercenary Galax and Basilia duking out with Galax from Arverni. And the Mercenary Galax are getting their butts kicked. There's only 2 of them facing up against 4. So they definitely, I don't think, want that very much at all. Just a thought. I actually do have a Dacian Heavy Bow in on this battle, or in this, archer fight as well, but it's still, the Mercenary Galax had to get out of there. Was not enough. Not today. Not today, Satan. Here we go, some Thorax moving in, but look at that. All that archer fire coming in from the Mercenary Cretans, that 40 missile damage coming in on the sword side for the Thorax, and the Thorax just giving it to him. Look at that. He's just opening it up and saying, hey, shoot me in the side, why don't you? He did turn a little bit. He turned a little bit, but still not much. It is not a great position for him, I hate to tell you. What he probably needs to do here is just hold down that left while he makes his actual advances here or pushes there. Gete, 58 kills on a Noble Sword, but he switched out for a couple Mercenary Axe Warriors. 143 and then 54. On the outside, the attacker is having to fall back off of that, but they do have quite a bit. So they've got some Balearics, some Dacian Heavy Bows, couple Noble Swords, waiting to, I assume, to, 1, take this out, and then 2, push through here. Would be my thoughts. Now, big push down the center. You can see the artillery just letting loose here. 83 kills so far. There is quite a bit in the center, so there are some good targets. Unfortunately, a lot of his targets are right here, and with the way the zone of the artillery works, it's also a lot of his own teammates' men in that target zone as well. Armored Desert Hoplites, got multiple of them up here, and because they're not putting any pressure here, it is allowing the defenders to move units into the center, which then also allows them to cycle units over to the far left here if they need. But as they do that, it could create weaknesses on the right that may allow for an attack here on the right. We'll see here in the near future whether or not that becomes a viable option. Oh, there was that artillery. I think he might have hit some of his own units, but not too bad. Not too bad. Armored Desert Hoplites. Fresh. These ones are tired. Taking quite a bit of damage there. They've lost 65 men, 7 men. Over here you got Thorax going up against some Egyptian infantry. Got 91 kills and a chevron already on that Thorax. That's a pretty good kill ratio. Or value, I guess I should say. The far left, yeah, this Armored Desert Hoplite's going to go assist over on here. It may cause them to have to pull this back as well. Although, to be honest with you, they don't have much to pull back. They have a relatively healthy Chosen they could bring. But Thorax, Celtic, yeah, these two are pretty beat up. Let's see, we got Chosen Sword here, taking on, well, it's about to be some Thorax. There we go. And man, that Scorpion, 256 kills. Just got a chevron, though. He's about almost a 2. Or not just got a chevron, but he did get a chevron. 261, almost 200, or almost 2 chevrons on it. Looks like we might get some big guns in. Got some Oathsworn from Arverni getting ready to move in. And some possible movement on the right flank. I think the artillery is probably just about out of ammunition, given that all of his units regarding it are beginning to advance back to the city. That tells me that he's either out of ammo or extremely close to out of ammo. It's got 166 on it. It's not bad. It's not bad. He did get a chevron as well out of it. Libyans at 71, 62 on the Mercenary Galax, 129 on the Thorax. The Defenders, we got 32, 100. Bounce power is pretty much dead even. It really can't get much more even than it is at this moment. Armored Desert Hoplites do not seem to be getting too crazy kills here. They really excel a lot better in a more, tight, more confined area. But they are holding quite a bit, giving the archers and the Javi units quite a bit of time to shoot and throw. So the Cretans here are getting tons of kills. 197, 134, and 133? Yeah, 133. Oh, man. Now you got a Greek Scorpion coming up from Egypt. Now, the thing that does worry me here, this Greek Scorpion is coming up relatively late. They have put quite a bit of defense into this area here. So it makes me a little concerned that, if they don't plan on holding or can't hold this for very much longer, they may not be able to get that Scorpion out, especially on a rushed retreat. So I'm curious as to how that's going to work. You know what I mean? Over here, Armored Desert Hoplite's doing relatively well, but they got the Thorax on the wall that is holding pretty well. Yeah, and so the Massilian, this Thorax is actually getting off the wall and now hitting the Armored Desert Hoplites in the back. So if they're going to hold this side, they need to throw something in pretty much immediately. And what I would start doing is I would start putting my archers firing at these units up on the walls. You could honestly probably bring them right back here and do it. It would probably save you from getting shot by these units outside. But this side is not looking good. The Armored Desert Hoplite is probably going to be fine. Especially you got a fresh one coming in. But the problem is up on this wall. They've got units up on this wall with not much contesting them. They can then get off the wall and hit them in the back. The center seems to be holding relatively well. They do have, well, I don't know, actually, now that I'm looking at it. The banners were a little cockeyed there. Because over on this side, they pretty much have a free avenue into this center area. There's nothing holding this, so they could very easily just walk right through there. There is an Oathsworn here, so it's not like it's too terribly bad, but here comes an Armored Desert Hoplite to come help out, but he is miles away at this point. So honestly, this is exactly what I said earlier when I was concerned about them bringing the Greek Scorpion forward. I bet you they wish they had it up 20 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago even. See, so they got the one off the wall, the Thorax Sword. But up on the wall, they still have the Massilian Thorough Spear that is pretty weak. A couple of Chosen Swords taking it on. So, oh man, I don't know. I was going to say they might be able to shore this up, but look at these units. Look at this unit about to break. And Arverni not sending in the Oathsworn to hold it. Egypt getting up here just way late. You got to get in this combat right now, Egypt. You are way outside of this combat. Because you got problems here and you got problems here, and Arverni does not seem interested in throwing units in. Egypt, you just got up here, so you need to fill in the right, and looks like they could probably use something in the center. They also need units over here, which I don't know why they're not sending anything over here. It looks like it's shoring up a little bit for the defenders. There was a very, very close call there for the attackers getting a pretty good grip on this, and got a bunch of archers moving back, Navitius archers. I don't know if that means they could be out of ammo and they're just moving into the rear of the city so they don't die, or I'm not sure. Got another tortoise? Yes, it is. Another noble sword breaking down a corner. That's going to give them the avenue in, and this is going to finish this area. Celtic Scorpion ends at 261 kills. Greek Scorpion needs to GTFO. Honestly, I'm really not surprised. No, excuse me. I am really surprised that they seem to continue to throw stuff into this area, given how this looks. This does not look good. They are apparently going to try and defend it with a couple units here, and I assume they're going to defend this. Then continue to hold the center. They do still have units over on the right. Here we go. Got a relatively healthy Armor Desert Hoplite getting back as well, but the Cretans getting some shots off. Only got one. Good, good. All right, so the Oathsworn has filled the gap. He's got 136 kills, only lost 6 men, and gained a chevron off that as well. Celtics, Cretans moving back. Once again, I'm assuming they're just out of ammo. Over on the right, it seems to me like all they have over here is carrying axemen and Egyptian infantry. Oh no, Massilia's Cav gets caught in on the Nabatean cavalry. You got Desert Heavy Lancers and the Nabatean Noble Cav. The Noble Cavalry General of Carthage coming to help out. Honestly, Carthage, it's not worth it, man. Massilian Cav's already dead, and you're outnumbered 2-1. Noble Cav is okay. It's just okay. To be honest with you, I would just get the hell out of that area. It's not a fight you want. Nabatia's Cav is better, and it outnumbers you. Good call, and getting the infantry back in once again. There's no point in trying to attack this. If they want to try and come at you, get your back ranks settled. Cretans apparently still have ammunition. this, oh man, this area just does not look good. But to be honest with you, I'm a bit surprised the attackers aren't taking advantage of some of these areas. There are places you can get through here, man. Armor Desert Hoplite. I don't know where he's going. I figured they would just hold here, but they seem to be moving somewhere into this gap. Take your units around, please. They are about to break that. This won't last much longer. Neither will that. Armor Desert Hoplite standing here. Looks like some of the Nabateans do still have ammo, so that's good. So, Egypt did bring some more units, but these just carrying axemen, man. They're going to have a lot of javelins, but they are not going to be holding this area by themselves. Oswarn, 177 kills. Thorax here, 136 and 122. So they're actually doing pretty solid, but they're a bit outnumbered at this point. They probably need to, so like this unit, you could take in around just like that. Hit this unit right in the side. But here come all the javelins of the Carians. 34 kills, 40 kills. That's what they're here for is javies. Javies, javies, javies. Look at the Noble Sword, 163 kills with 2 chevrons. That's good value. I am of the opinion a chevron for every about 100 kills and you're happy. Typically the value of 1 chevron is about 500 gold worth of kills. So that varies, obviously, in the units that you're killing. If you're killing really cheap units, it takes way more to get chevrons. If you're killing really expensive units, it takes less to get chevrons. So, you know, if a thorax sword kills a bunch of elephants, it's going to get chevrons with like 4 kills, right? Because they got extremely good value for what they did kill. They're just not defending this. Oh my gosh. But also the attackers are not taking advantage here. Move around these gaps, please. Greek Scorpion, 73 kills. Where did all the Massilian... So I guess Massilia took all of his units and brought them this way. Yeah, I think both of those thorax that were... Oops, sorry, too far. Because he had some units over this way. They must have come... I think that's these guys right here. Thorax Sword, Royal Thorax Sword. Looks like they are going and rushing to try and fill this gap because this is a big problem. On the far left, this is a big problem too. Noble Sword's 148 kill, or 148 men. They're going to kill this Armored Desert Hoplite easily. It could take a little bit of time, but they will kill them. Noble Swords are just a far better unit than Armored Desert Hoplites are. Here we go, a little bit of counterattack here from Nabatea. Nabatean Swords getting on the Massilian Thorough Spears. Now what they could do this and then hit them right in the side. Look at that, there they are. That was a terrible charge. Horrible, horrible charge. Noble Cav didn't get anything. I'm not sure he even actually charged there. I think he had like a movement order, but not an attack order, because that was the most awkward quote-unquote charge I've ever witnessed in my life. And I didn't like it, because it was bad. He got no kills out of that. Oh no! Countercharge! Carthage, turn around! Not a great charge from Nabatea's general either. But Carthage not turning around on him, so that melee cav is actually going to catch the shock cav sleeping, and that's very, very bad for him. Melee cav is really good in prolonged combat. Shock cav is very good at boom, boom, boom. You get in, you get out. Desert Heavy Lancers also got into the Massilian Thoroughspears, but they did go square formation. That is good. It will help them. With Desert Heavy Lancers at 134 kills, Nabatea and Noble Cav 146. Noble Cav he's lost 19, but he had already lost a few earlier. Bounce power, it seems to be creeping towards the defender's favor, and this cavalry, I think, is going to assist it in that, because all of these units, well, these archers back here, all have ammunition, and this cav getting those kills is going to hurt a lot for the defenders, or the attackers, excuse me. He doesn't seem to be getting a whole ton of kills. 21 men. Yeah, I mean, he got in the charge. He got like 5 kills, but that's about it. He's trying to pull the unit out now. Nabatea and Noble Cav is actually pretty darn good. Now, Gete in this side seem to be falling back and leaving this. Looks like they are trying to kind of consolidate towards the center. Carthage has fully healthy units up here. These units that were guarding his back, they're still sitting back there. He needs to move them forward. They're not guarding anything anymore, right? The cavalry that they were trying to guard against is, guess what? Is already in the mix. You know, the fox is in the hen house. So these units these guard dogs are in the wrong place. So I think that is where, you know, I was told that some newer players were in this game. I think that's where they're being highlighted, is maybe a little bit of mismanagement on micro and kind of getting units moving when they need to be moving. Noble Sword back here is going to kill this soon. Now the question is going to be, can he kill it before Arverni gets here? And is he just going to book it to the point? I don't think he can. I think Arverni's going to get here just in time. Because even if this breaks right now, I mean, he still has to walk up here, and then, yeah, he's just, I'll kill the unit, I think. I think you can still kill this unit, then, then back off. I think you could have killed it before Arverni got there. Not quick enough to advance, but quick enough to kill the unit and leave. And Carthage still sitting here, man. This is not good. It's a 149-man unit that's sitting guarding nothing. And meanwhile, in this back area, you're getting hit by 5 units of infantry that this Libyan might even be able to kill. I mean, these 5 units are all injured, and they're all pretty low-tier units. So, just a little bit of mismanagement here. Gete actually re-engaged. He turned around and came back to this area. I think maybe it was after Arverni's general left. Arverni's general only 46 men, so the Noble Sword of Gete honestly might be able to win this. Might be able to beat this unit. It's got 191 kills with 2 chevrons, and now he's taking on an Oathsworn. And Nabatean heavy archers are not going to beat the Noble Sword, so. Yeah, look at that. I think this is going to be army losses soon. I mean, they do still have a hefty chunky units in the center, but with Arverni's general is dead, Nabatea's general is dead, Egypt's general is dead, so all the defending generals are dead at this point. So I think they're going to get hit with army losses extremely quickly. While even though the Carthaginian units aren't doing anything, they are counting towards the army losses count, so they. The defenders or the attackers, I apologize, are going to last quite a bit longer in that regard than the defenders will. I still don't know. Okay, nope, they're still not doing anything. Carthage, what are you doing? Move. Move. You see these units just beat the couple Carthaginian units here. But Getae, his tiny, tiny little army here, has busted through. The only thing standing between him and the point is the Egyptian archers here. Now, Getae actually falling back. Why? Maybe he was just trying to avoid getting flanked by the Egyptian infantry, possibly? So his first noble sword going in, 305 kills, 12 men left. He popped headhunt, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Some good screenshots there. 271. The carrying axemen are just not good enough. The question is are the Getae noble swords healthy enough? Healthy enough, excuse me. This one is hurt, and he can't go into this because even though he's better than these units, with the surround charge from both sides, they may be able to beat him because he's pretty weak. 62 men left. And you got 100, 165, 265. You got 385 men that would take this on. Now, standing face to face like this, the noble sword may be able to win. On a frontal man-to-man like that, the noble sword, I put it in his court. But if they were to surround him in the middle of that street, that's where I think he has a problem. Oh, hey, look, Carthage is moving his units! Yay! This is going to be army losses here soon, especially once these archers start dying. This noble sword's about to get a ton of kills. Got 351 now. But now they're having to turn around and deal with like a tiny, small Dacian heavy bows that are coming. But yeah, there's 30 seconds left. So this is going to be an attacker victory. Honestly, a close battle. And honestly, we don't very often see a Tyresis battle that ends out here. Usually it ends up with a fallback that just turns into a grind match right in here. So honestly, that's what I think I enjoyed the most about this battle, is just the fact that it ended up staying all out on the outer areas of the settlement, which is pretty rare for this settlement. And that is going to be it. So let's look at some kills real quick. All right, starting off first for the attackers, we have Everos as Getae, 2,447 kills. Coming out of the noble swords, man, 361, 312, 381, 250, 129. A couple of them not getting as many, but 4 of them just doing extremely well. 159 on a Axe Warrior. Medusa as Carthage with 1,862 kills. Probably could have done a little bit better with the archers. I'm not sure. Let me know if you got those chevrons though. That's good quality, even though it's not a lot of kills. I'm not sure if they were chevroned beforehand or not. 215 on a Libyan's really good. 163, 194, nothing to bat an eye at. So really good on the infantry there. Marquez as Massilia, 1,611 kills. 177 on the Greek Ballista, 156 on the General. And a couple of his infantry did pretty good, but a lot of his infantry took a lot of the brunt of the attack. All right, for the defenders, we have DJ as Nabatea, 1,792 kills, 220, 236 on the Cav. Archers, 148 was the best one there. A couple of his Armored Desert Hoplites did good, 170, 193. We've got Tommy as Arverni, 2,058 kills, 132 on the General. Most of his infantry, pretty much for the most part, did really good, 277 on the Oathsworn. Chosen's 207, 170. Watkins as Egypt with 2,355 kills, leading the defenders here. Actually coming in second in the whole game. His archers did extremely well. Look at that, 223, 191. Carrying Axeman actually did really good, 180, 150, 192. They got really good value for their Javies before they went into combat. Well, that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.